100 metres, James Nolan goes on the inside in lane 2, but outside him the very, very powerful Andrea Longo, formerly a European under-23 champion. Longo, tall Italian, all in blue, has won 143.93, and you have to tip him to win this one. Nolan going very strongly on the inside. Also in there, Kim Sung-kyung of Korea, Al Rahman of Sudan, Ducaré of France, Grant Creamer of Australia, who's won 145.44, and Adam Hassini of Algeria, and taking a very unaccustomed position out in front with 300 metres gone. James Nolan leads them into the straight. Longo is beside him, that's the number 790. Nolan doesn't customarily lead races, and you have to wonder at his choice of tactics. The first two automatically through to the semi-finals, plus fastest losers, 8 of them in total. And that's a fast first 400 metres by Nolan, 51.19, much faster than the first and second of these heats. Nolan in front, with Longo ominously on his shoulder, and Grant Creamer, the Australian, and the Frenchman Ducaré, all poised, ready to pounce down the back straight. Nolan still out in front, but now Longo begins to go, stretches out those big long legs of his, and the Australian, the surprise Australian, I have to say, is beginning to go with him. Longo in front, and Nolan now beginning to struggle just a bit. Nolan is slipped back to 4th place in front of the Frenchman Ducaré. In 3rd place, but out in front, it is Andrea Longo. He's taking it from Grant Creamer of Australia. Nolan is hanging on very well. He's not slipping back too far, but he's still finding it very difficult. I don't think he's going to be able to get up to take 3rd place. Out in front, Longo is going to take it from Grant Creamer, the Australian, with Nolan shunted back to 4th place by Adam Hassini of Algeria. Eighth and final heat of the 800 metres. Remember, the first two only go through. David Mathews starts in this one for Ireland. He's in lane 3. But it also features some very, very strong athletes. Wilson Kirwa, formerly of Kenya, running for Finland, and the great Roberto Tellez of Cuba. Fought in the Olympics in 1996. He was runner-up in these championships in 1997. There was also Roberto Parra from Spain. Very strong competition for David Mathews. 2 laps of the track. Tellez of Cuba, the favourite to take this one. We'll be watching David Mathews. Mathews, you'd expect to play some sort of a waiting game and hope to come through in the final 200 metres. Parra on the outside, Wilson Kirwa on the inside. Mathews gets away strongly, going very fast outside him is Roberto Tellez. Tellez has got away very quickly ahead of the Greek Strubakos. Kirma on the inside going strongly. Makoub Haida of Morocco is being a little bit tailed off at this stage, but Mathews coming up to take an unusually prominent position at this early stage. Mathews finds himself in the lead, the Greek beside him, Parra coming up. The Moroccan is down in about 5th place. Roberto Tellez comfortably on the curve as Mathews does all the donkey work for them now. He's taking them around at a fair clip, past 200 metres and around the top bend, down into the finishing straight. With one more lap to go, get the bend at the end of this straight. The Greek is on his shoulder. Tellez of Cuba in 3rd, and coming up strongly on the inside, the Finn Wilson Kirma. Parra is covering that, and Kirma can't get through there. Mathews takes them through at a very brisk 51.46. I wonder if he's going to suffer for this, because he has done all the work over that first 400 metres. He's going away slightly. The Greek is unable to respond to that surge from Mathews, but Tellez covers it very, very quickly, and so too does Parra, and Kirma is coming up from the back. Remember again, only the first 2 automatically through to the semi-finals as Kirma comes up very strongly past Parra, past Tellez, and now past Mathews, and now going past Mathews is Tellez, and Mathews beginning to go backwards at this stage, and he's losing it. He's lost all the initiative, and he is really beginning to hurt, and Mathews is not going to be able to get an automatic qualifying spot. Out in front, Kirma running very smoothly, so too Tellez, and Tellez attacks him. Parra coming strongly, and so too the Moroccan Makoub Haida. But Parra gets into all sorts of difficulties there. It's his fault that he trips over Wilson Kirma. The winner is Kirma, 2nd place Tellez, and in 3rd place Parra. But Parra looked across at Kirma as though it was his fault that he had tripped over his foot. But in fact, the Finn was entirely blameless. That was entirely down to the lack of concentration of Parra himself. But Kirma comes through, takes it. Parra has to see if he goes through as the fastest loser. Tellez is the qualifier with Kirma, 1 and 2.
The plan coming into the race was if I don't get a place in the first 2, well then fast loser position, and I ran the race for that reason the way I did. So I'm pleased. Like 1:46:30 is a good run. So I'm very pleased.
David, it was the last of 8 heats, so you knew exactly what you had to do, just 2 to qualify.
Yeah, I knew what time I had to run as well. Something in around 46.7, 1:46.7. So I said, why not go for it? So I, trying to keep the pace snappy, 51 or so at the bell, and 1:18. And I knew then if I was 1:18, all I had to do was come home at 28, and I would have qualified. But it wasn't to be today,
No joy for David Mathews then, but confirmation there that James Nolan makes it through 1:46:38 as a fastest losing qualifier.